Hey guys, welcome back to the Ask a Muso podcast. I am in a different spot today because I've got a full table of gents. I've got the band that are Press. I've got Press with me. Well, I've got 3/4, 3/5?
3/5.
3/5 of you blokes. And it's a pleasure to have you here. So who wants to take over the reins? Who wants to kick us off and tell us a little bit about who you guys are?
I'm Tom from Press. We're an indie rock band from Brisbane. And yeah, we've just been playing for about a year or so now.
Yeah.
Gigging at least, but yeah, we've all had musical backgrounds.
What else to say?
Yeah, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Lockie. I'm the drummer. What else to say other than that? Other than being a drummer, but yeah, I guess I'm not always at the front for people at gigs, so it's good to do like a podcast or something.
So people can see what you look like.
Yeah, exactly.
I promise like you guys. I'm actually part of it too. I promise.
Yeah.
And my name's Alfie. I'm the bassist of Press. So just like to say thanks for having us, Bailey.
Yeah,
we, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, so where does it all sort of begin? Is this someone's baby? Is this someone's brainchild? Like
Kind of more yours, Alfie, than ours, eh?
Yeah, I really, I don't know. We've been playing music together from a young age. We all went to high school together. Best mates. That's the beauty of it. You know, at the core, we're all best mates. And yeah, we just enjoy writing music together. So yeah, I think one day I just made a group chat, said let's start playing music together. I was talking to a friend at uni who did gigs in the Valley, and I was like, well, why can't we do that? So
Sure.
I was like, hell yeah, let's get a band together, get practicing, write some songs, and we'll jump on the Valley scene.
Yeah.
Sure, okay,
That's
sweet.
exactly what it felt like.
Yeah.
Eh? It was so
Okay.
surreal.
Yeah.
So did you guys all play the instrument you play? Or is it like, well, we need someone who's great just to play the tubs? Could you learn? Like, was it something like that? Or were you guys all good at it?
Oh, we've all been playing our respective instruments for a while. But
Okay, cool.
Tom's a bit of a jack of all trades, and we have two guitarists, so we're like, let's just chuck Tom on vocals. He's our lead singer. He's the best, most capable singer. So Tom he plays guitar, he plays bass, he plays drums. He's the lot. So
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
but he's just our soul singer. For now, and then
Okay. Oh, at least it has the flexibility of, there's options there.
yeah, we're all rather musically talented.
And technically,
Yeah,
technically, he's the sole piano player as well.
Yeah.
On the keys
Okay.
as well.
Yeah,
For
You
recording.
hear keys in a song,
Yeah.
that's Tom.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, sweet. So you guys came up with the idea to get together. Did it always have a certain vision, or was it sort of like, okay, well, step one is get the guys, step two is is write and get together and get cohesive as a musical unit, and then play, and then that's sort of where I'm at. Like, or was there a bigger plan sort of in mind?
We sort of just like rehearsed a bunch as a
Yeah,
band.
that's
Like we were
true.
in a band. Actually, Alfie, Lockie, and I were in a band together in high school. And we
Okay.
like did that for a bit.
Those
Another time.
doing those assembly gigs we used to play on assembly,
Yeah.
and
Oh, okay,
that
cool.
was all of their equment sucked. Nobody could hear us. Like it was
yeah,
serious.
That was
It
always a
terrible.
running thing. Like,
That's
it was just-
that's for me is where you figure out whether you really like it or not, because nothing's going for you, and like it's definitely, not to get too dark, but it's definitely an Australian thing where I experienced at high school that if you're good at stuff, you're dog shit. Like the tall poppy thing, it's culturally in the industry and it exists, but it starts to start somewhere. And I felt that it started a lot at school. So playing those big assembly gigs in front of, I'm not sure how many people at your school, but playing for me in like big basketball stadium full of, 900 kids, and it's like you almost put a target on yourself because you're really putting yourself out there.
Yeah,
and you know that it's
definitely.
not necessarily the best gear or the best setup.
Yeah. Especially like back in the day, like we're known for a bit of stage presence. Let's just say that.
Okay, so you put yourself out
Come
there.
at break, and then people be like that to me, and like making fun of me
Yeah.
and stuff. I love the bass, so
Okay, no, I like that though.
I get into it.
No, we definitely had people respecting
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
Like
It
people
was-
thought it was cool for
Yeah,
sure.
don't
Were you
get,
playing your
don't
own
get me
stuff?
wrong, it's not bullying.
No. Were you
bullied.
were you playing your own stuff at that point, or were you just playing?
Not the same music
You
that
wrote
we
the
play
song
now,
you
but
played.
we did play
Yeah.
a couple.
Yeah, it was more
of our
covers
own
than the
music.
original.
Mainly Red Hot Chili Pepper covers.
Oh, yeah.
That's
No, you
true.
got to do it.
Yeah.
No, I vividly remember I have a horrific high school video of me playing Never Tear Us Apart, and it was fine, but unfortunately the sax is a little sharp on the reed, so the solo's a little bit wincy, and it's in an open basketball stadium, and it's not great. It's literally funny. I literally do marketing for like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, In Excess tribute shows, and I just think back to that video and I go, fuck, we suck so much. Playing in front of the school and stuff, and all the mums going, it's amazing, and all the students going, when is this going to be over? We've gone into lunchtime, and then I watch back and I go, oh, that's funny. I hope that never surfaces. I hope no one ever sees that. But it proves that I was like, I'm comfortable doing this, because I know that most of you don't want to be here, listen, and I'm still loving it. So it means that I must love it.
Yeah,
That's true.
Definitely.
I've still got old videos on my laptop of us playing on assembly. They are shocking.
Fantastic.
They're shocking.
It is hard to watch. It's a hard watch.
Is this at like year 12 or is this like end of school level? Or
Year 10.
Year 10 and just progressively did that throughout the years. We've all got our long hair and stuff. So.
Oh,
and different
nice.
hairstyles
No, I
back
didn't
then.
have no long hair. No.
Okay, righto. So you've taken multiple changes both physically and musically.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So what's then the transition out of school? Because the biggest thing that like a lot of people face out of school is we don't talk anymore, or like it doesn't go anywhere, or it was sort of like, did you guys have a conversation maybe in year 12 saying, so what's the go here? Are we gonna maybe do this again, or did it just naturally?
Nah, well, yeah.
It sort of happened after school.
It was a
didn't
while.
it was
It was a
like
year
midway
of
through.
silence.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we still. I was more out of the picture, I guess, but everyone else kind of still hung out.
Yeah, we're good mates.
And then I got the text like, "Oh, we're gonna start a band."
Yeah, it's like you're the drummer, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only one that wants and knows how to
Yeah.
play drums.
Okay.
Get on drums.
That's interesting. With respect, that's normally the bass player position. Like you're the only one who's not as good as Joe on the drums or whoever on the guitar. So
Yeah.
guess what you're
Yeah,
playing?
no,
You know?
I suppose we're all fortunate for that. We all love what we play.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's the beauty of it.
So then, like original music wise, were you still taking the lead on like what you guys were playing and writing and stuff, or was it pretty much we all got together and all had a bit of a jam out?
We all write. We're all very capable writers. Tom is very good at visualizing, a composition. So I will say a lot of the songs do come from Tom. But even then, we're all just spitballing ideas all the time at practice.
Yep.
This should happen there. No, we should extend this. Whatever it is, this chord change should be different. So yeah, I wouldn't, genuinely, truthfully say that our songs are all like, a 5-way effort.
They wouldn't be what they are without.
Yeah,
I couldn't have.
I can say that truthfully.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's a joint effort completely, which is great.
Yeah, and you can often like look back at the songs like I think about, but then I think of songs that I have maybe joined a band that already had some recordings out or something, and then I hear it and I go, yep, this is the part, and I'm learning it because I'm new. And then when maybe it's my first time to get on the recording, then I'm suddenly like, okay, now I can hear, oh, that's this one on the guitar. I can definitely hear that's him. Oh, that definitely sounds like me. Because everyone has their nuances. They have their bits. They have their go-to licks, their fills that make sense. And the vocal style is pretty much obvious because you sound different. But like that's, I think, such a cool discovery phase as well when you're putting together music. To be like, where does everyone's parts fit? Because when it comes to live, it's a different beast. And I'm not sure how much live you guys... like variety of live you guys have done, I'd love to know. But like I think the difference in both things is it's like we can sit down and be like, well, I know you always do that, but maybe if we pull back on this, it gives space for something else. That because we're in control now. You're in control of what's going on as opposed to the live setup where you've got whoever's out in front sort of controlling the narrative a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got to give Matt lead guitarist credit, like where you're talking about. How different instruments like can create a different part of the song, and like he does just that. Is lead guitar is pretty much all Matt. Like I don't know, we don't really tell him what to do. He just does what he does, and
Finds the space.
We can rely on him. We can just say, take it away, Matt. And it's just like, we know something good's going to come out of it all the time.
yeah.
He's so humble about it.
That's the thing. It's interesting.
He
Like
actually is, yeah.
the whole like lead guitarist energy. I think it's actually almost changed a little bit now. Like when I was first getting into bands, there was very much a bit of a vibe on a lead guitarist. It was, just let him or her do her thing, because I know best and all this stuff. Whereas now, like I play in bands where some of the most understated, humble, chillaxed people in the band are the ones up the front playing the lead guitar.
Shredded.
And then they shred it off and they get off stage and say, would anyone like a drink? You know, it's like, who's that guy? You know? Like, so, like, what is like sort of the band roles that you guys all sort of have? Because like it sort of happens in that chemistry that you have because you're basically a family. What role does everyone sort of have outside of the instruments?
I'm the dad of the band for sure.
Yeah, I see a likeness in you as soon as I was like, yeah, I see. We are the same
I pull
guy.
everyone's head in. I'm the first to criticize, but I'm also the first to compliment. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll say that. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a more management role on my behalf, but we are distributing that sort of stuff.
Totally.
Because it's got to be done, you know. We all have busy lives. So.
And that's the thing. So what about everyone else? Where does everyone else sort of sit in the package?
Yeah, I just play the drums.
Just show up.
Yeah, I think that's...
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, I guess Alfie is, like, the main one that, like, has an outside role of the band because he's...
That driver.
Just taking that step.
Yeah.
But everyone else kind of just does what Alfie needs them to. Like, if he asks you to do something,
Honestly,
you do
though,
it.
that's just as important. Like in this grand scheme of things, having 5 leaders is only so good. It's helpful to have those that can see the vision and those that can manage. This is what the key objectives we need to sort of make happen are, since we're all working towards the same thing, and then everyone just does their bit. And I think that's an understated thing that it's like if you're not the one up the front doing all the videos or whatever, then you're just making up the numbers. Whereas once you get an understanding of how everyone works, that's part of it.
And we've acknowledged that, like, we all want the same thing. We all want the band to blow up. So, like, what's stopping us from, if you just have an idea, to just follow through with whatever's going to help out in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah. That's a very good point. I was having a chat on another episode with Dicko and
Dicko, we'll listen to that.
well, then you'll know what I'm going to say potentially. Talking about the idea of the 3 things that he reckons you need to do yourself. You can outsource other stuff, but the 3 things you need to do for yourself. But the other thing that you talked about was when it comes to like getting yourself a bit of a plan and stuff, and then looking at content and those sorts of things that some people get the shits about. Like, what is more obtuse than thinking back 25 years and going, you're going to have a literal computer in your pocket that can achieve anything you want, most of it within the capability of your own intentions, no cost associated. But I don't really want to do that. Yeah. But I want to be successful. Yeah. They would be losing their minds over you, thinking, are you serious right now? I had to do 20 shows to 5 people just so I could get enough fans to get enough people to maybe get a chance to have someone listen to a demo that was rubbish because I have no money. Yeah. And it's just like, but I've got this pockety gizmo and I don't really like doing TikTok. You know, it's crazy. It's like such an interesting paradigm to sort of shift.
Yeah, completely different ball game this day and age. Like back in the day, you could play as many gigs as you like, hope someone stumbles in, like an agent or something, and pick you up, you know? And like be like, oh, these guys are really good, you know, let's give them more chances. But these days, that just doesn't happen. That's unrealistic.
Even dreaming, I'm trying to get
Well, like being out there and existing, like no one's going to call your phone if no one knows your number. You know, like there's that definitely exists.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but it's like going the extra mile with social media as much as it's...
I'm glad it took us a while to realize that too, didn't it? Yeah. Like when we first started out, we thought like, oh, let's just do gigs and
being confident in front of a camera even it's a big step, and editing the videos, having original creative ideas, being funny in front of a camera, like it's a big thing that not everyone can do. So it's tough, you know?
And being yourselves, because, you know, you get the instant feedback when you're on stage and you're yourself. Yeah. It's either a raucous applause or just, you know, thanks for coming applause, or it's nothing.
Big difference.
Whereas you have no feedback. And like you don't know what's going to happen until afterwards. Yeah. Like I even noticed that just doing podcast stuff. Sometimes I think I'm on an absolute blinder and then people watch it straight face and I was like, that did not crush like I thought it did. It crushed in the room. Yeah. It's like, it was you and one other person. You know? Okay, noted. Just cycle that back because there's no feedback. Whereas now you're getting used to it. You get an idea of, okay, I know these things tend to work, and if we're just ourselves and we're having the best time, pretty hard not to have a great time as well. And that I think is a big thing when it comes to like being authentic. A lot of people are saying, "Sweet, how can I buy some authenticity? Is that something that I can get a subscription for?" If you're already asking that question, it's already too late.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be yourself. You're the best person at it.
That's the good thing about us all being mates, you know? Like, it's raw, all our content. Like, you can see that. In the videos that we do, the fact that we are friends at heart, you know, we're not just a bunch of people that have come together and started playing music, you know.
And then it feels a little forced, and it's like you guys don't even really know the nuances of how you guys work. So how am I meant to buy into that? Because I don't even think you guys fully are aware what you guys are yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is something that we had to work on, like in terms of stage presence, though, like. Because we did start for ages where we were just doing gigs and just like being ourselves on stage, I guess. And it was just like, it was super dead. The music was good, but like, we would watch them back. Like, we would watch them back and it would just be boring, hey? Like,
just playing the songs.
It was like, our first gig is a hard watch. It was at a bowls club.
All right.
In front of just a bunch of like old people and then friends and family that came. And like it was so slow. All of our music was slow.
Even the songs, they've evolved so much, and I'm so fortunate for it. Just like, you know, distortion on a guitar when there shouldn't be at all, and the tempo of the songs.
I'm surprised it was okay. It was faster. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say because it's always 10 times faster when everyone's nervous. It's their first time.
No, it's faster now. It was slower. It was
really.
So slow.
It's so weird looking at it.
It's like we. Just when we first made all that music, we played it so slow. Like everything was just a jam at the start. Everything that we made was a jam, and so it was so slow. And I guess I don't even know how we sped it up really. And like it was just every practice we must have played it faster.
Yeah, it happened naturally.
And we sort of read the crowd.
Wanted it to be like faster. We weren't really like saying it literally. Yeah, but we sort of just like.
It just goes that way.
Yeah. Like our first single, Waiting, for example, that's like a pretty fast song if you've given that a listen, a bit umphy. But when you go back to Bard & Bowls Club, which was only February last year,
I couldn't believe
it's so slow.
It was that slow. I thought we'd played it.
It's so boring.
I thought we'd played it like relatively fast when we first did that gig.
Yeah, and it's crazy just how a song naturally evolves, and I think a lot of that was because of the crowd. We'd see them getting more into it the faster it was. Because
that's the valley gigs for you.
We'd use it as an encore sometimes. We're like, okay, we'll play the same song again because we didn't have enough songs at this time. As our encore, we'll just play this same song, but we'll speed it up a bit. And I feel like that was a bit of a turning point. We're like, they were jumping to that now that it was faster.
And you know that it's the exact same audience from 34 minutes ago that were like, this is fine. This is fine.
It's different though when they've called for an encore. They're like, we want one more song, and then it's like, we got the same thing.
We are going to provide you one more song played through. Yes. And it won't be exactly like anything you've heard tonight. It'll just be similar to something you've heard tonight.
That's it.
That's exactly how it is.
What's sort of the direction now? Because I'll put context behind that for the reason I'm asking. There's a lot of people that, whether they're actively doing it or not, they push the idea that come to the shows so that you can stream how good my music is. And you can be like, when you get home, you're going to love this. And I was having a really insightful chat with one of my great friends who I know through bands that I'm in and stuff like that over in Wisconsin. And he had a very interesting thought, which is such a logical thing when you think about it. And it is, the music, for instance, is free. Like, obviously, we pay our subscriptions to our relative platforms, whatever, but it's free. And we are utilizing a tool that I could easily get music up right now. Like, the moment you leave, I could have this podcast up. Like, it would be pretty much instant. And yet, the thing that takes the promo, the marketing, the paid ads, the stuff, the getting people, those sorts of things, the videos, the content creation organically, all that, to get people to the shows, to get bums on seats, so to speak, and to get people to build that audience physically and be like, wow, I love those guys. I've bought into this. We have the paradigm that that's the tool in order to get people to have free music. It's like, but that's the thing that gets merch sales. That's the thing that gets people through the door. That's the thing that builds a physical audience. Whereas in the olden times, it was very much like, we need to get people through because how else will anyone know who we are? Like, they have to go out on a night out and not necessarily know anyone on the lineup and then just go and have a good night out. And then afterwards, if you weren't there, you missed it. And you have no record of figuring out who I am afterwards unless you were there and you remember the name. And then hopefully I might get a record deal and then maybe I can put some music out. Whereas interesting, we have the instantaneous nature of music. Yet we still have a bit of that idea that let's get those shows out the way so that we can get our music out there. And I'm just curious to hear your thoughts on that idea as opposed to what might be more logically spread, which is let's get music out because we can do that ourselves if we need to. So that we can get people to the shows and we can build this audience.
Yeah. Well, I suppose with the releasing music, it's almost a bit silly just to plonk out an entire EP or album, whatever it is, because honestly these days, as sad as it is, a lot of people cannot be asked to listen to an hour-long album. Like
especially
it's sad,
not if they haven't bought into you, for sure. Yeah.
So we're taking our time with 6 singles in total, and then we'll hopefully aim for an album early next year. And we're doing this because we want to bring people back to our music every 1 to 2 months.
Yeah, do it regular.
And we also within these 2 months we get time to push our music with gigs or Instagram content or
for sure.
whatever it is, and that's what we do. We base our content around that song for that month leading up to it or for that month after it, like a couple of weeks. And then, so that's just how it is these days. I think we've got the right idea. Some people may disagree. Yeah.
Like we see like times where it's not doing well and stuff, but it's not something that it can happen overnight for some people, but you
But
should
also,
have that mentality.
Absolutely,
Trust the
because
process.
it's one of those things we often see that overnight thing, and it's like overnight success. It's like, you picked it up overnight after I've posted 6 singles for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And then overnight you picked up the 7th one. It's like, not really
exactly.
overnight success, guys. I've been feeding
hustling.
it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you got to do that.
Yeah, you realize that with like even like TikTok, when people blow up on there, they've had like a few years of music that no one is like heard of, and
And then everybody likes all their songs now, and it's
Of
like,
course.
but when they had everything out except their most popular, nobody listened to it. So
that's a
it really is a
hard
process.
reality.
But it ties in because we were talking about on the drive up here about doing more gigs unrelated to us, doing support gigs, because then that is a crowd of people that we don't know, that don't know our music yet, and we can just have a response hopefully from that. We can. Because even when we post on social media, we see a response in our streams on Spotify. And
Of course. Yeah.
you haven't checked any of the other streams like on Apple Music and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. No, I checked it.
I've only looked on Spotify of
It's
what
a bit
our
low,
streams
but
are. It would be.
they need to sort that out. But
But at the same time, though, it's like it's so rising tides lift all boats, because you've got the idea of where your creative direction is. You're still in that perfect phase where you're creating what you want to create. There's no connection to what do we reckon is probably the go guys. It's like, no, we're still creating what we want, and you're putting out yourself. You're putting out yourself every month to not just remind people you exist, but to remind people of what your art is. And the regularity of that is what helps people buy in. On top of showcasing those funny videos that showcase who you are and stuff.
They come in handy to get to people that don't know us, but people that know us are like, why are you still making these videos?
Especially when you have like a work life, like it's like, okay, my friends know this version of me, but then it's like, I work here, I don't want these people to see this side of me. But you got to do it. You got to do it.
Too.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's just like, that video is so funny, and it's like, I keep forgetting that there's like this public.
That's exactly what
it's
it
like,
is.
damn it.
Because usually, we've always filmed stupid videos through the years.
This guy's a mechanic throughout the week, but then bloody, gets on Instagram and he's doing McDonald's
getting
drives.
Getting spit on by my fellow bandmates.
Yeah, legit.
No, that's the thing. That's one of those crazy things where, like, yes, there's an element to being nervous and stuff, but being nervous in front of strangers, and I've had this enough in interviews and stuff I've done where I feel like it's a bit of a general consensus. Way easier than being nervous in front of people you know. Like actually presenting yourself. The moment you commit to being on stage and you're playing your music, you've already acknowledged, I think this is fucking good. Like, I think this is the tits.
Yeah.
And then this person that I work with, this person that I know is a family friend, I've already shown my cards that I think this is really good. I hope you do.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the rawness.
Yeah, I
care
can
about-
definitely level with that. I don't know about if you guys agree with that, but yeah, definitely myself before our own gigs where a lot of our supporters will come to that we know. I'd say they're more
So
nerve-wracking than,
nerve-wracking,
for
bro.
example, like we did a QUT gig not too long ago. It was a couple of weeks ago, and I just wasn't nervous at all, which is a bit weird, like
Yeah, it's the university thing. You know, there's going to be people about and stuff.
I
but
didn't know a single soul there, like
I didn't know a single song we played. I was going to be like,
No.
okay, well, that's probably a concern. Like,
That's
what do you
how I
want
felt,
nervous?
That's how I felt. I made a couple mistakes.
No, it was a good show though, that one.
Okay, cool.
It's sort of like an orientation open day kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm seeing the O week stuff flood through.
Yeah,
I'm seeing
it's
that
really
come
good.
through.
Like plenty of people in the crowd recording us and stuff. So that was really nice to see. Yeah,
Yeah, be in the mix, have a go.
yeah, because
Yeah, it was. It was good. It was fun, and there's a bar on uni campus. I've never been in a university, but apparently they have bars now.
Yeah,
so
Yeah, and
pretty awesome.
that's the other thing is like you're appealing to an audience that are like prescribed to be there. So it's not just like geez, I hope there's people that are our demo or whatever. It's like, no, you're going to the demo. You're going to a demographic in a building form. So you want to put on your best look because they are the sorts of people that you want to attract.
definitely. And we only had a 20-minute set, so obviously there was a fair lineup.
Of
So
course.
I
that's
wish we had
20
longer.
minutes to obviously I wish we had longer too, just because we love it, but 20 minutes means less time to prove yourself. So we got to play our best songs, we got to put on our best show, and we got to be into it straight away. None of this 10-minute warm up like I got to loosen up a bit with the first two songs. No, straight into
You got to be
it.
straight in from the start.
'Cause, it's you're on display, mate. Like everyone's walking past, watching you. You don't know these people. It's
I dropped a stick in the first song. The first
that's right.
like hit on the hi-hat, my stick flew out of my hand.
Yeah, that was
I had
not
that
your
gig,
week.
mate.
Nah, we'll turn you up from there then.
Terrible. Yeah, no, it went worse.
No, I get that though. It's one of those things. But also that's the joy of live. Like even if you were to play those songs at the uni, same stage, same lineup, same set time, same audience, they're still not going to get the same show. And that's the beauty of live. Every time.
I do like it. That, every time even when we do like a demo track, it's a different version of the song. Because even Matt will rip a completely different solo
or
every
even
time.
your fills
or
maybe,
my drumming,
or
or you will do
a
couple
I like
things
to
on
play
the
around a
bass.
bit.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I've been recording one of my bands, the Justice Trio, as like 100% in-house. And we like literally in-house, like in this house. And as part of that, that's been a bit of an element of like, how can we bring our live performance? So we're a trio, obviously. And as part of that, it's like, well, what can we deliver in a performance? Even if we're going to add extra layers to stuff, how can we deliver our performance like live in the recordings? So what we ended up doing is John runs a cab sim. And so with the vocals, he was on the other side of the house and the cab sims because he didn't really make any noise with the guitar. And then Caleb and I, bass and drums, were in the drum room recording it, live tracking together. So we got to play a live show together. Yes, it was to a click, but we got to play a live show together. And that is the bones of these next few songs we're bringing out. For me, I think that's such a cool element to be able to have and to be able to go back. And as much as we are in a world where I've got enough data that I can easily do 15, 20, 60, 50, 100,000 takes, I don't want to do that many. I want to treat it like it's tape and be like, all right, guys, let's do our live show, because on a live show we get one go.
like
So let's
authentic.
do that live show. Like, how do you guys record? How's that process been? Are you doing it yourselves or?
No, we just do it at Airlock Studios, which is at Sanford, and it's going really well. It's our first sort of experience with recording studio as a collective.
Really only done 2 days.
Yeah, we just spent 2 days.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Did 2 songs. The previous
we
ones,
really
but
enjoyed it.
yeah, so much room to like just experiment and stuff.
Sure,
too.
for sure.
Just like, and James, our audio engineer, really good. So yeah, we're probably going to stick with him for a while
Yeah, I
for the
think
next
so.
few singles.
Yeah.
And
It's really local as well. I mean, there are heaps of recording studios in Brisbane, obviously, but I like it. It's like, who is it from Powderfinger?
I forgot his name.
Ian, sorry, I don't listen to Powderfinger. Ian.
It's like the rhythm guitarist.
Yeah,
or something.
His name's
He lives
Ian.
like, yeah. But he lives down the road from it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. Got his ARIA awards in there.
Yeah,
all
it's
of
so,
that, I
so
think.
surreal. He's like platinum records on the wall. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, that's
It's like,
sick.
Damn, that's so cool.
Yeah, and it's nice to be able to be. It's nice to be in a space where it's like, oh, hey guys, just so you know, we're in our music space now.
Yeah.
and like physically, it's like for me, like I work from home and I have to dress like this. I don't feel comfortable charging out to consult people on how to market their business in my PJs.
Yep.
Because that's not appropriate. So it's like you got to be like, okay, we're in our music space now, and now we've got our music brains on, and that creative juice sort of flows because you see those cool guitars and that ARIA award, and you see those cool things. You're like, yeah, okay, we're in our zone now. Let's
It
get
is
together.
such a cool room. Man.
Yeah.
It's like
It's a great spot.
Is it just a house converted into a studio? It
Sort of.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a house, but I think
it
it
definitely
is.
like
He's got a
helps.
fair bit of land, hasn't he? And
Oh, yeah.
his
Yeah,
house
yeah,
is a
yeah.
bit down the road, and then he's got this whole studio fitted out, which even has like accommodation for band members
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
stay
to
out.
stay
It's a
overnight,
proper
which-
hangout spot. There's like barbecues out the
Yeah,
back
we
and
were
Yeah.
gonna do that, actually.
benches and the kitchen. You know, it's
It's like a
really-
community. It's like a real like hub.
Yeah, and because there's a lot of time where you are just waiting around, waiting for the audio engineer to do his thing, as you probably know. So yeah, you can just take an acoustic guitar out back and just chill. We
wrote
a
one of our
song.
singles.
The next song that we're gonna re-record.
Our fourth single we actually wrote just behind like out the back of Airlock Studios, and yeah, we didn't really think much of it at the time, but we've got some really good feedback, so we're like, yeah, let's just make it our fourth single then. It's really because we love the song as well. It's
Yeah, it's
fantastic
good.
song.
And it just like really helps like having like the space with all the musical equipment, like all that stuff really helps with going, okay, let's get this song done, and
Yeah.
like I'm really feeling creative right now.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff. I think where you're doing it personally helps with the recording process and all that. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think it is one of those songs as well that in recording we'll be layering on it. Like we will add vocals, we'll add different instruments, different even not synths, but different things that will just make it better. Because we've all of our songs, even when we have like a demo record, it's just on an iPhone. So really, we only have like heard them live. We
Of course, yeah.
So it is a different experience when you hear it and it's like it's laid out
So
perfectly,
clean,
because
So tidy.
I would love to live track some of our songs, but definitely the process that we did for our first two singles was awesome. Like the result of it, I was so happy with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you like the process, if you find a process that works, go with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, in 1 10-hour day we had recorded enough sound for the audio engineer to mix 2 full songs together. So that it was incredibly fast. We pumped it out, but that's what he did because we had no idea. We went in there with no idea.
Yeah, I've never been in that environment before, ever.
Yeah. Like I've previously done recording like before this with like another voice crack, another band with like Matt, the lead guitarist.
Okay,
band
yeah,
at
oh
the
yeah,
moment.
yeah.
But yeah, it was sort of a different vibe. It was like a shed in the back, but like, I forgot what I was
Super
saying.
slow.
Yeah, slow. It took
process.
a long time. Like it took like half a year to
Yeah.
get an EP out. Like just to get the songs rolling, I guess. But
And that's the point in your life where you had the most time. You guys
Yeah,
were in
high school.
yeah, we were in high
12
school.
Year
and it
12
was
at
just
the
really,
time?
Nah,
Yeah.
was it year 12? or
Year 11 or I don't know.
11.
But
Yeah, so year
Yeah.
11.
Even now it's like
Exactly.
And now it's,
trying to schedule a day. It's a bloody nightmare to get.
yeah, but
a
we still get
day-
it done. Like,
Yeah, a 10-hour day where
yeah.
5,
That's
and that's where the
Most are
goals
free.
lining up thing. If you guys are on the same page,
Yeah.
it's just a matter of getting the calendar sorted. It's not like
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
And-
I just chop up my schedule. As soon
Yeah.
as there's something happening with the band, I'm like, priorities are like straight. Like that's what
Yeah,
we're doing.
we're all very good at that, and our works know what we're up to. So
Yeah, of course.
My
yeah.
work is definitely understanding of.
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
same.
Stuff,
It took a
so
while to like get
I can say to them, "Yep, I've got a day for recording," and they're like, "Okay, yeah, you can have a day off."
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, and also like part of it is like don't be so married to where you currently are now with what's going on and the immediate stuff that, may be urgent but not necessarily important, that you don't give future you a shot to be like, think about where I want to be in 12 months. How about I do a real solid for him now and put in that extra effort and maybe not go to that party because I know the next morning we're starting at the studio at 9 a.m., you know, those sorts of things. You're thinking about future you in a way that is like, how can I help myself out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which we were supposed to record on Monday this week, and that's
Tuesday.
Yeah, that's the only way the studio, the cyclone affected me actually. Like there was a bit of rain and stuff, and then I was like, oh, whatever. But then recording was cancelled. I was like,
yeah, we'd both got days off work. And,
I get that. I get that.
Now we're gonna do that again.
I want to cycle back just to what you were saying just before, Tom, just about the slow nature of recording. Have you guys seen the movie about McDonald's? About like where they started McDonald's?
I haven't watched that.
That one, yeah.
Watched it at school.
Yeah.
Well, the idea of that, when I saw the bit that was about like how they made it so that everything had a position, no one has to do more than one 45-degree turn, everyone has a spot, no one has to walk in front of each other, the fryer's here, it's the stations and stuff. That's how I've tried to build my creative space so that I have that thing, so the idea doesn't disappear. If someone says, oh, I want to get on a call, I have a mic ready. I don't have to be like, oh, a call. How do I get that sorted? No. I have 2 cables, charger, everything else. It's all my interfaces plugged in at the same time. So I could just go plug in, charge, record, and I can record full drums in 5 minutes, you know, in two clicks. And I think that's an important thing as well. When you go to a place or you're just in a situation with someone who, even if it's only their home space, whatever, it's just plug and play ready. And they go, I think I want to do acoustic guitar. And you go, okay, just grab one off the rack and boop, the mic's now there. It's ready. It's not, okay, give me 25 minutes. It's gone now. I can't remember what I was trying to play 25 minutes ago. And I think as a creative space, that's so important. So if you can get that experience and those chops up in a space that's the business, or that's at least just ready for you to have a creative idea, I think that counts for so much in the process.
It just goes for like, even when you think of like a riff in your head or something, sometimes I'd be at work or something and I'm just minding my own business, whatever, and I come up with a riff at work, but I can't access my phone, and then that riff's gone. But I thought at the time that it was like, oh, this is going to be the next big thing. Like, oh, I've got to show the band this. I can't go to my phone because I'm at work. It's like same goes with like everything with like creative things. Like I feel like it just got to happen like instantly. As soon as you come up with an idea and you have a phone with you, like I always record on voice memo and all that.
Yeah,
but
just have them, build them up. Build them up for sure. It's interesting you say that. I was actually at the start of one of the tracks that I've got coming up with the boys. It actually has a voice memo in it from 2020, I think. It's not actually a musical one. It's just birds. It's just nature, and it's birds, and it's him walking through the town he was in, and it's birds chirping and crickets and stuff like that. And he found that from like 5 years ago. Finds this voice memo and we're like, put that in it. That's great. Bit of ambience in there. Put that in there. And those sorts of things, it's like you don't even know. It doesn't have to be the best idea on Thursday week. It can be the best idea in 6.5 months. But it's there. You got it down. You had that chance and you got it down, and maybe you get back into the season that you were in when that bit was recorded, and suddenly like, I can find something to do with that.
And you could just like hear something if you write a riff. Like we've got songs that we haven't touched.
Yeah,
we tried to form something. Like maybe if we listen to it another time down the track, we might hear something else that it could form into.
But I gotta say, the only thing with that is that my voice memos is messy.
Oh
my gosh!
Like,
and it always I don't know why they decided to let it choose the like location. Because that's what it does.
It defaults as location and date,
It chooses where you were when you recorded it, and it's like, what relevance does that really have? Like,
especially if you do like 25 of them at home.
Yeah, exactly.
It just says home.
Home 1, home 2, home. I'm like at like home 58 or something.
Yeah, when we were practicing the other day, it came up with Albany Creek Tavern.
That's right. It's like, oh, we went
at the pub.
Love it.
We were
That's
like
so
near
good.
there. We weren't actually there.
To jump into some more gig stuff, you told me to flag this, and I don't normally peek behind the curtain, but you told me to flag this. This is almost too pertinent now. A gig that flooded, and it's got nothing to do with Cyclone Alfred for anyone watching. But please tell me. I'm more intrigued now.
Yeah, so we had a support gig for these guys, and we were we first or second, guys?
You were first, weren't we?
We were. We were
'Cause we were, like, really lucky to be
second.
the first.
We were second, but
Okay,
then
yeah.
they had like weird intervals between they had like a 20-minute or half an hour break in between each
Band.
and it's like
Yeah.
you need 5 minutes, 10 minutes to change over. Really.
Yeah, that's a set.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
So
disengagement.
much time wasted.
It seriously was.
Yeah, basically what happened, I'm probably not the best to speak on this because I didn't see a thing. I fucked up a tip.
I forgot about that. Sorry.
So I wasn't here, but
No, but basically, just out of nowhere before, or it might have been during the set, the main
Yeah,
band.
so they played like 2 songs.
Yeah, 2 songs.
No, one song. They
Yeah.
played one song and it was like halfway through the second song. And like all this toilet water comes out of the bathroom.
so it was unrelated to like it didn't rain. There was no leaks.
No,
Oh.
it was, and like when they like evacuated everyone too, they're like saying how it's not the first time it's happened. Like
Oh, no.
and
Because they were investigating it, so like, I don't know, maybe like people did it intentionally.
yeah, like stuck things
Yeah.
into the toilet. Whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, my
and the
God.
toilets, which I don't know why, they need a proper green room, but
Yeah.
the where you store your equipment, it's all outside the toilet. Like there's
Yeah,
like a
right
Yeah,
inside.
stage
equipment was
under
getting
the
wet
staircase.
from it,
So
yeah.
yeah, luckily I
was
moved my
crazy.
equipment,
Oh.
so I dipped. But I feel bad for whoever's equipment.
Well,
was
I was
not
like
even
watching.
their stage is maybe
Yeah.
6 inches off of the
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah, it's
so
just like the same level as
it's-
the.
we do like Greaser though. It's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
venue.
I was going to
Right,
say,
right.
as soon as you said it's like a couple of inches off the floor, I was like,
Yeah.
they're definitely talking about Greaser.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
We've all done some grungy shows down there. Like, not all of them where it's not like I'd shit myself, but yeah, we've all done some grungy gigs down there. Where is like your favorite place to play to date?
I'm gonna have to go with Black Bear Lodge.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. It's
Uh,
like that.
I like
say.
Black Bear Lodge.
I would love a bit more stage, but it is big. We're just a
Yeah,
five
we're just a
piece,
five
so,
piece.
You know.
Yeah, you can just go fuck yourself. Just stop whinging. Yeah, just stop
I'll
whinging. Yeah.
But yeah, it's got to be Black Bear Lodge. Just the intimacy of the venue. The
It is
guy,
perfect,
Yeah, the
yeah.
sound engine is perfect for
Yeah,
it as well.
he is.
Yeah.
He's a good,
He's a funny
honestly,
guy,
yeah.
Eddie. Yeah,
Eddie, yeah.
He's a good bloke. And yeah, just the intimacy of the venue. It's really good.
Yeah, I only played there a couple of times, but I've had phenomenal experiences both
Yeah.
times, and just the whole idea of like where, like, things because the valley is everything's so close. It's like what as much as like you got to figure out what your point of difference is, not to get people to come to your show. Why like what venue is different / better, whatever. It's not just a matter of capacity. There's certain things that once you get a comfort for it, which is a pretty reasonable comfort. I want it to sound good. I want to make sure that as a punter, I'd want to come. Like, because I played a show and we were main support, and I enjoyed watching that show because I enjoyed actually being there. It was actually like a cool place to be. And I think that's such a big thing that you get with so many venues that you are inviting people to something that you know basically from one side only. And or you're looking at a venue as a punter going, man, I'd love to play here because I enjoy it so much as a punter. Because that's essentially what you got to think about. You know, you've got to market yourself to your peers because they're the ones that are going to put you on and go think, if you're looking for a band, Press, they're good. Put them on as main support. But then you've also got to want to make it attractive enough. And I know some of these things aren't in your control, but you got to think, how can I make this attractive that people would want to? This is a night out for them and they'd want to spend that night in this space.
Yeah, that's definitely it. There's definitely stigmas about certain venues in the Valley, and Black Bear Lodge is one of those ones where it's like, I don't know, I've never heard of it before doing gigs. I mean, I don't go out, to be honest. I don't go to the Valley and stuff like that, but yeah, I would have never have gone into or even seen it. It's kind of...
really blinking
tucked
and miss
away.
it. Yeah.
That's kind of what's cool about it.
Yeah.
100%. It's one of those like single door. You know, I
Yeah.
played actually one that reminded me so much of it. It was a mix between like Tomcat and Black Bear Lodge, and it's in right in the center of Hobart, and it's called the Twisted Lime, and it's got a Tomcat-sized staircase, like unbelievably steep staircase. Not quite as many stairs, but does the job. But a nice room, not super risen stage, but it's a nice intimate room, and it's a good band vibe. You get upstairs, the bar's there, and you're in the mix. It's not like you can be disengaged and sort of just on the periphery. You're in the mix. You're having a show.
Yeah.
And I found that was such a good space because that had actually had some stigmatism, which obviously I didn't know about, from fellow Taswegians, that it was a bit of a oh, fucking hell, it's a bit, you know, make sure you clean your shoes when you leave because who knows what you've stepped in. Whereas they've gentrified it nicely and it was an awesome place to play. And in that case, maybe the sound wasn't the best. I still had a pretty good show, but it's like, it was a good spot that everyone was having a good time there. And I was like, well, that's ticked that box. And that was a notable show. We did a run of 3 and that was a notable show on that run because it was like, okay, well, people have come out to this because clearly they're like, yeah, this is a place that we enjoy listening to live music. Yeah. You know, and it's also just next in between like a JD Sports and stuff. It's on this like extremely weird, I'm not sure if you guys spent much time in Melbourne, but Burke Street Mall is just like strips of shops with trams through the middle. There's no trams, but it's one-way street, very low traffic, like 20k speed limit, just poodle traffic through. And it's just like shop. So there's like a JD Sports and then like goes through the Lamaya Centre and stuff. And then up this weird staircase, what's that? Oh, the Twisted Lime, like a live music venue. And it's just so peculiar. Yeah. You would never walk past it and think it's anything other than just another door that goes somewhere, you know? So it's like, one of those things.
Yeah, like the hidden like venues and stuff are really trendy these days.
Yeah, and they attract their own audience, which is good, you know?
Yeah.
That's what's good about it, yeah.
That was definitely something we noticed. We got told that there was about at least 15 people there that just come to the Twisted Line.
Yeah,
I mean, no idea.
Yeah. Well, you play at venue, not to knock Rick's, I do like Rick's, but you play at venues like Rick's, they throw you on at 8 p.m. There's not a lot of people there that have just, let's go to Rick's. Because it's 8 p.m. and they don't really care about the band, they care about the DJ. But when you care about places, certain things, when you go to places like what you were talking about, which is Black Bear Lodge, your Tomcats, your Greaser, like you can definitely expect that. Like you can expect
people
to show up.
Yeah, people might start their night or finish their night.
Yeah,
or something like
and
that. Yeah.
Those people are looking for that kind of music.
They're in the mix.
Yeah, they're not looking for DJ stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the other thing. Yeah. And I think that's like, what are your like short-term goals, long-term goals for like where you want to play? Do you have some places that you're like, okay, here's the whiteboard guys?
Yeah, Suncorp.
Wembley. Kudos Bank Arena. I think they're taking bookings for 2027. So.
Yeah, I always tell everybody.
To be realistic, we're aiming for the bright side for our album release.
Okay.
Gig. But
sometime, like,
we'll take whatever, man.
Yeah. Have you guys ventured out of the valley?
Yeah, we've done.
Well, you've done the bowl.
We've done
the bowler,
city.
Which is,
we've done. We've kind of been all over. Yeah, all over the city. But there's not really that much live music besides a bloke and an acoustic guitar, other than like the Valley and West End and stuff. Like, nobody else has really got live music venues.
Yeah. So you haven't gone north or south yet?
No, we did. We got offered a Gold Coast gig. No, we didn't do that one.
Couldn't call in.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not ruling out. We could hit them up anytime and
try
and land the gig ourselves. So
I reckon we should branch out. Like Gold Coast, Sunny Coast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's things are absolutely moving. Like things are really moving up here now, and it's a good spot to be.
Precinct, that's a venue.
Yeah, the precinct. That's like 3.5 minutes. You could have a swing past on your way past, and talk about places that are never near. Like that are not advertised to be anything. It's in a medical, like that's not where the name comes from, but it's in a medical precinct. It's near like a pathologist, a GP, and then obviously they're all closed when the precinct's open. And
that's no
it's
good.
a purpose-built venue with this steampunk vibe, and it's not a massive cap. It's only 100 plus bands, and you're in a position where you can showcase what you want to demonstrate on a stage that. In a space that's a live music venue. It's not a place with speakers.
Yeah.
It was designed to be a live music venue. It is a live music venue. And it's a way to get yourself onto the Sunshine Coast. And also, you don't have to have the pressure of part of the things for the Sunshine Coast. Much like me to Brisbane, I want to commit to doing something that's worthwhile because I've got to drive down there. Yeah. So why would I want to drive there? I want to make sure that I can, have something that's going to provide value. And especially on the Sunny Coast, the sort of music you guys play, which is really catchy, is the sort of stuff that people are really interested in. So, like, you're in a good position to, throw your hat in the ring and that sort of stuff.
Are people going to places like that around here? Like people
absolutely, and
frequenting.
It is also, it's also a place that does have I don't know the exact number, but like from some shows I've played, we're looking at like 2 to 7 people who just come to the precinct every night.
Okay.
Or every time I've played, there's at least, a handful of people that didn't know who was on. They just come.
Yeah, that's good.
And those sorts of things. And you can be in control. And the way I see it is it's a good chance for you to get in control of like what it's going to be when it's like, fuck, we got to sell this 500 place out. You know, I got to sell 500 tickets, marketing this, who's doing this? Have we got our socials guy ready? You know, gives you more of a condensed version of like, okay, so we've done this. Pre-sale, we did 25. That's not great. How can we, in this last week, really get things moving and just sort of figure it out for yourself in a way that's a chance to show yourself to a new audience?
Yeah, that's it. We'll definitely look into it.
Yeah, for sure.
Drive us.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's like you gotta be in it to win it, and there's more opportunities to get entry level, like those smaller cap things now, which is great. Because when I first moved to the coast, Night Quarter, which then shut down, which is now the station, didn't exist. That hadn't even been built yet. What was 11 Dive Bar on Dewporth Avenue, which is now being opened to something else soon, didn't exist yet, and it was basically just Soul Bar. And Kings Beach Tavern in Caloundra rarely put stuff on, like once every 3 months. So I had no options. Like if I was in I managed to join something when I first moved up here, but if they weren't connected, there would have been no chance for to play at Soul Bar because that was the only place to play. Whereas now I think we've also seen a trend, and I'm not sure what your experience is on this, but people putting together stuff.
Yep.
Like I've got a PA and you're happy to supply drums and then we can put together stuff. Like, is that something you guys have ventured into much? Like, and done DIY stuff?
Oh, I suppose for that uni ball, we were very much on our own, and that was terrible, mate. That was the worst experience.
A lot of mucking around.
Lack of communication. So basically, they were like, "Oh, we're not supplying PA." Like a week before the gig.
Good.
We're like, "Oh, great."
Plenty of notice. Thanks.
That's like the moment that we were like,
No, but they
when we
told
do
us.
future gigs, like we got to have all these things set in place before we accept it, and we didn't know that.
Contracts or
at the time.
Baselines for backline, and that's another thing I was saying about when it comes to these gigs like the Precinct, gives you an idea of, okay, they're going to send you a proper run sheet that has proper, this is what's on this is what you get when you get there, so you can get into the habit of, fuck, I didn't even know that was a question I even had to ask, but I'm glad I've got an answer for it. Didn't even know I had to ask that.
Well, the problem with it was we were talking to like the president of the student society that was organizing the event, so it was basically just like, you know, I was actually I was like asking him something, and then he'd go to the venue guy, and the venue guy would ask the sound guy, and it was just loads of people.
So many people,
and very few people were actually musicians in this.
You only found out when you called the venue.
They need some gizmos.
That's exactly right.
You know, it's like, what have you got?
It was a great show, though. We had a lot of fun.
Often that stuff can
biggest
just
audience.
break the ice.
But it was like
amazing. It
was a given as well because it was a uni ball. But like like really good.
Free beers.
Free beers.
So they had some of the stuff organised.
The green room was awesome. It made us feel like VIP, actually VIP.
Yeah, I feel like the uni gig really set us up for what we could be at a certain point. For like normal gigs.
What you want to strive for.
Yeah.
It's hard. It can be hard to know what success to strive for is when you've not seen it.
I struggle with that. It's like thinking about like the end, not the end destination, the final destination, but like the
what is the next step?
Like, when does it start? When does it stop? You know?
It's just, but it still goes back to the whole hustling thing, like just trusting this process with the social media and stuff. But
just got to keep putting ourselves out there, keep talking to people.
Dude, I wish Spotify offered like a boost on Spotify post.
Yeah, you guys actually do. So so through Spotify, if you get 1,000 plays in one region, you can promote. So you can promote. And so what happens is when you go onto Spotify, you basically go on there, and I don't know exactly what happens on phone premium because I don't have premium on my phone, but the ad that wouldn't come up for you because you're on premium, but the next thing that comes up is Tony, who gives a fuck, just released this, and then you can select from one of 10 different like call to actions, whether it's like listen now, learn more, stream now, and then that will take you to that, and you only pay for the people that decide to make the action. If you go not interested, then just happy days. But if someone goes, it'll be based on your music interest. It does all the stuff for you. It does all the targeting. You just basically go, I've noticed, it says that in the United States, you've had 1,007 listens. You're now eligible to promote this. It's called a marquee showcase, something like that. And essentially you get a chance to promote to everyone, not just to that region, whether or not they might like the fact that it says
Yeah, that's a
Press
good
have just
idea.
released a new song. Check it out, and then
Yeah.
you either choose you want to or not. And
Yeah, because we got like, what, 20K on an Instagram reel, but we can't even get, well, we're not even at 10,000 for waiting yet. Like, I know it's normal.
Yeah.
People watch their phone more than they listen to music. I get that, but yeah, I didn't even know that there was a boost option on Spotify. So we
Yeah.
That's good.
because we should. Is that normal to get more streams in America? Because we found that as well.
no, that was just one
Okay.
example. I do
I
like
was gonna say,
like
we got a bunch in America.
Yeah, in the US.
yeah
Yeah.
See,
All
It's our
in
most
Australia.
listened to, country.
interesting. Because
Yeah.
one of my bands, Delicoma, we have a big following in the US, but like that was just an example. But it's interesting if you have a following over there.
We need to
so
tour the
weird.
US.
Yeah,
It's like-
really. That's what a lot of
Yeah, I
people
think that's
do,
the next step.
honestly.
Yeah. Well, the thing is interesting is when you talk about the content stuff, which is another reason why we have this little rig set up for those watching. I just pointed to cameras for those not watching, idiot. Is I actually noticed that when I split up my posting of this show and I decided to, because I realized I could do it in a free way through Spotify, I could split up the show into Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all of it, as many different places I wanted to spread it to. I still like to do YouTube myself because I don't like how it gets distributed through Spotify onto YouTube. But I do YouTube myself and I do Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And I noticed that I was getting like maybe a split of maybe 30 views came off YouTube. And I was like, a lot of people saying would love to listen to it. But then now that I've actually made you able to listen to it, YouTube still wins. Because some people want to watch, or our generation don't use free to air. Like I can't even remember the last time I watched free to air TV.
Yeah.
I think it was
Exactly.
the AFLW Grand Final. The connection was so shit. I went to 7 Plus and was using Spa TV. I was like, and I lost it and went back there again. So people want to watch something. Like, okay, I'll sit down for an hour and watch those guys I know who play in the band that I know. Press. Okay, I'll have a watch of that, and that's their hour-long TV show. And they'll watch that. So for me, that's where I find you'll have that value on the short term of the visual, is because
That's where we need music videos as well.
they can buy into that.
That's
for sure.
something that a lot of people have told me, and I struggle to believe it because I haven't watched a music video since like 2017 or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Maybe, a lot of people are still on YouTube watching.
You want to
that
be a
kind of
bit
stuff.
creative as well if you're putting yourself out there to do a music video. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's definitely a setback for us. But yes, we will definitely release a music video for one of
Yeah,
our songs.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
something
I'd love to chat it up off air because I got a lot of. I've been doing a bunch of stuff and I got lots of from my marketing hat as well as my playing in bands hat and stuff like that. And there's a lot of different ways you can do stuff on a zero budget.
Yeah.
So
That's where we are.
but also that's the thing. It's like there's so many things you can do on a zero budget that are so
Yeah,
easy. Like
if you got an iPhone,
it's just about having something, and then from there you can break up the content that you're doing for yourselves.
That's what we
and
found. Yeah.
Come up with new, creative, funny idea. Tom, how many fucking silly hats can you wear before people stop laughing at it? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, now we've got a video clip which is 3.5 minutes long, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 clips out of that we can use, and just break it up. And it gives a chance to get people involved in the song, but buy into how you determine it to be. Because I think that's the thing with music is it's subjective. You might write about something saying, I can't believe you did this. And I'm thinking about, you like silly brother or parent of mine, I can't believe you did this. Well, you wrote about an ex-partner. Well, for me, I don't hear it like that. I hear it about a parent of mine that...
it's great that you can take someone else's meaning out of it and make it your own.
But if you get a chance to do a video rendition of what you believe it to be, then everyone can buy more into that as well.
Yeah.
So lots of options. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
The visual of the band, I guess.
Yeah.
We still got I don't know, we definitely got a cool image, but I feel like we really do need to,
Lock
Like
in
a-
on what it is.
Yeah.
What is press?
I don't know how, that's the thing.
Okay, go.
I couldn't answer that question.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's bad now, but
Yeah. Well, I like it in the sense that it's completely us.
Yeah.
I don't think we're trying to be something. Although if you are gonna, nail it down to a genre, then we'll say indie. But
sort of want people to
Yeah,
tell us what they think the genre
yeah.
is, I guess.
Yeah, and while you're in this establishing phase, you're going to put out what is what you see is getting traction, what works outside of just your mates that think it's funny or think it's annoying, whatever. And then you can get an understanding of, okay, well, if that's what the people think, that was definitely us. We didn't force that. But of all the parts of us, that seems to be the part of us that they really gravitate towards or
Yeah.
resonate with. So how can we sort of shift the paradigm on what we're putting out to sort of make that more consistent, I guess,
Yeah.
and then help, get your own understanding of what you guys are.
Yeah.
Because it's
We're
a
just
learning
mates, isn't it? We're just
Yeah.
mates that play music, and we all, I guess, believe in the fact that our music is good.
Yeah. Because we all genuinely believe that.
Well, and that's the thing, though.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's great because that's something to buy into.
Yeah.
Like eventually the heinous nature of tall poppy syndrome disappears when you
Yeah.
are just good for the sake of being good, and everyone's, as much as some people think it's cool and super fashionable not to find Taylor Swift interesting, you don't get an award for not finding her talented.
Yeah.
Some people are always just going to want to be a controvert. When you go from 650 streams on Spotify to 650 monthly listeners, there are going to be people who think, oh, fucking the British thing's fucking, and that's always going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like that's just the way it is.
We just had to deal with that, didn't we?
Okay, excellent. Let's. I
see
did watch
that?
the video. For those who haven't watched the video, I'm going to explain it because I want to watch it explain it from a fan's point of view. You guys did something which was just a nice sponsored ad video that you see coming through of local bands, just being yourselves, like you said.
Idiots.
But you did get one comment, which you then chose to make a fully fledged, well-written, storyboarded narrative response video to, which was fantastic. Whose idea was it to do that? Because obviously that was not planned.
Honestly, mate, it's exactly like I said with the music. Just one person throws out a sort of foundation idea, and then just
then-
on top, Matt says he should spit out his drink, and then Lucas says, I should do this with
punchlines.
Yeah,
To
like-
be fair, we
were-
were sitting in that room and using the whiteboard, and Alfie's just on his Instagram, and we're just like, this is kind of funny, like just scrolling through Instagram on a whiteboard, like and we just
I can't remember whose idea it was.
stumbled
but
across a good idea, I guess.
I want to say I'm leaning more towards Matt. He's definitely the most expressive when it comes to the Instagram stuff. I don't know. He just comes. It's the stupidest ideas usually.
Yeah,
come
it
from
just
Matt.
comes out naturally, and then
Yeah.
sometimes he'll be doing it as a joke, like, we won't do this, but then we end up going, nah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
And then we just thought it would be funny and a harmless way of sort of saying like a bit of a FU to the guy that gave us.
exactly.
Because his comment wasn't too negative, so we couldn't go too hard on him.
No, and also it's just as someone that works in marketing, the amount of times I get people saying, or those ads you put up, I'm seeing them a lot.
Yeah.
I'm worried that people are going to get sick of them. I was like, the reason you're seeing them a lot is because you are the target demographic.
Yeah. I mean, the guy has a band himself, so.
Oh, really?
It's like no shit. You get an Australian band advertisement.
Really? Oh, I just thought it was just some yobbo that had just managed to. Well, of course they're getting the ads because clearly you've targeted it.
He's a famous cricketer.
So for
definitely not
it was like Lee.Brett or something.
Brett Lee.
Yeah. So that's interesting though. I didn't know. I just thought it was just some like random yobbo that was in your location targeting because you just said, "What is it? I'm getting your ads and I don't even want to," or something.
Yeah, seeing your advertising.
Wishing I wasn't.
Yeah,
Wishing I wasn't.
I wasn't.
He was absolutely gutted when he saw it.
Exactly. I just love the thought that it was like, I'm gonna let the guys know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let the lads know.
And it's got 40 likes.
Yeah,
There's
people are gassing him up.
Yeah, I don't know if
crazy.
people are like find it funny or if they agree, but yeah, everyone's
That's
like,
actually hilarious. Engagement's engagement, guys. No publicity. It's bad publicity.
Exactly. And it made posting this little video, it made people go back to it as well. So
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, because if you
not
miss the
only-
context, of course.
Marketing
Yeah.
side, yeah.
It was a lot of fun to
A
record.
bit of cross-pollination as well never hurts. And also those sorts of things, it's like being able to capitalize that and just have a bit of fun. That's what it's all about. If you're not having fun, then what's the point?
We
Well,
want to
it's been
encourage
like 2
people.
hours filming that.
It took us 2
I
hours.
could imagine
took a
that it would have
while.
taken you a while. Like it was, yeah.
We also want to encourage people to comment and stuff, even if it is negative.
I know, it's a bit fun.
Like send us a negative comment. Yeah, we'll probably make a video.
Yeah, every single
FU,
negative comment.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I very much encourage you to comment negatively
Yeah, okay.
on our stuff and just see what happens.
Yeah.
Only on the-
Just for us.
We'll get back here.
Someone else can get spit on for the next
Exactly. Only on the platforms that don't have like a negative reaction.
Yeah.
Definitely not those.
Yeah.
Actually, every fan interaction we've had on social media while recording, because our other posts that has heaps of views, is that awkward interaction between you and Phil,
Oh, yeah, the record.
which is a fan. Like it is
Yeah.
just the video, but
Yeah, I did think that was really good. Like the whole I'm going to go up to some random, they're going to be blown away because it's literally me. I'm the guy from the band, and who the fuck are you, mate? I just think that I find stuff like that so funny. Like I was doing I remember doing an interview a little while ago, like a piss take interview, and it was with my good mates in Chamberlain, and obviously this is the Ask Me Muso podcast. Everyone knows about it, and the guys from the band knew about it. And I was like, I'd done an episode with one of the guys from the band, and we're like, it'd be funny if we did just like a real quick. Because I think it was during the time when they were talking about, everything's going back to maximum 30-second videos and stuff, and everything's short form, and no one likes long form anymore. It's all short form. Yeah. And I said, let's do a podcast with Chamberlain. So when I sat on the couch, and went, hey guys, welcome back to the Ask Me Muso podcast. I'm stoked to be sitting on the couch with Chamberlain for a quick Instagram interview. So guys, it was great to chat with you. Tune in next week. They didn't say a fucking thing, and the thing was, I got someone comment on there going, doesn't really sound like a podcast to me. And it's just like, I think you might have missed the point potentially there. Yeah. And it's just like, I'm like, but that's hilarious to me because you've missed the mark so bad. That's actually hilarious to me. And we just laughed about it because like I pretty much had it recorded up and live in like 30 seconds, which was pretty easy because it wasn't a real podcast. No, I don't think that's a podcast, guys. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. Where can lovely people find you on all the social media? Well, since we're talking about it, so they can...
At thepress.au. So that's on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Are you talking?
What's that? Yeah. It's just press.au on TikTok though. Yep. But same content.
Okay, yeah.
Spotify, just press, all caps.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay,
Yep.
press all caps, yeah.
It's pretty much the
main
one.
And the latest song, new songs... What's up? What can people look up?
Waiting and Complicated.
Yeah, Complicated. It's our most recent one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking for like a bit of hard indie though, like you like that kind of scene, that's definitely Waiting. That was our debut. Mm-hmm. That came out January 4th.
Yep. Start the year off with a bang. Nice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
received well.
Yeah,
okay, awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
It was sick. Those numbers were high in the early days.
Yeah, and we were hoping to be more clear on a date for our third single today, but as you know, the cyclone sort of put off our recording.
Of course, so no, that's fine.
It's all a bit up in the air right now, so we don't know, but
still working on it though, trying to get it done ASAP.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, exciting.
Better. Yeah,
no, fantastic, guys. Well, I'm super stoked to see what you guys do, and like with the bands that I'm in, the circles that I'm in, I'd love to tee something up. It could be a bit of fun. We could get a bit of a joint build together, and
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That sort of stuff is what it's all about. This chat is just part of the community building thing. It's a community, not a competition. So it's about mucking in, and basically those sorts of things that people don't get at the show. They don't get this much info into you guys at the show.
Yeah.
They get a nice set, a wet handshake, depending how sweaty you are, and you're halfway through your second song, and he starts fucking taking the cymbals off because he wants to load on for his set. That's the sort of vibe you get. Yeah. So it's nice for me, it's nice to be able to like share you guys in like a light that's a bit more. Well, it's just a bit more. It's more.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good to have the opportunity to do that. So thank you.
No, pleasure, guys. Always happy to chat, and I look forward to seeing what you guys got going on very soon.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
well, guys, that is another episode of the Ask Me Muso podcast. Got 3/5 of press here. Really, really excited for the new music they're bringing out and the new stuff they got going on. So check them out, all the places that you check out artists, and there might be your next favorite indie thing to hit the scene. So, as always, guys, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, they're all the places you can consume this medium. And check out all the clips, any other past episodes you've missed. Follow me on Instagram at baileydrummer. And if you want to be on the show, if you have any suggestions for anyone that you might want to have on the show, drop me a line, because I'm always excited to learn about new artists and have new convos with people, because it's more fun for me. So, as always, dropping these ones on all the platforms. And until next time, I'll see you later.